Hello everybody and welcome back to the Distro Rock Hopper. Now, today I'm going to be talking about why I am leaving NixOS. Now, I know you might be asking, you leaving NixOS already? It's been like 2 weeks. And I'm like, yeah, I'm leaving NixOS already. It has been 2 weeks. But there have been some troubles that I've run into that I didn't during the initial challenge. And I feel like it's enough to where I should jump ship once again. Now, my first issue is that you can't just run regular binary files on NixOS. If it's not installed through Nix or Flatpak or AppImage, well then sorry, you can't run it, which is kind of annoying because even though Nix Packages is the biggest package repo in existence, that's like Nix Packages is the biggest repository of software, there are still some things, especially smaller projects, that aren't packaged in Nix Packages, and you just can't run them if they don't have a Flatpak or something else. The second issue, an issue that I just encountered today and is enough to make me jump ship, is that printing just doesn't. I tried. I just can't get it to work. I just gave up. Now you might be asking, okay, so if you're switching away from NixOS, where are you going to be switching to? Are you going to be switching to Arch? Because I do believe that was the runner-up on the spreadsheet. But no, I'm going to be switching to Fedora. Not just any Fedora. I'm going to be switching to Fedora Silverblue, which is the immutable version of Fedora. Now, you might remember a while ago I took a look at Fedora Budgie Atomic. Fedora Silverblue is basically that, but just with the GNOME desktop. But anyways, we are going to kiss NixOS a goodbye and a good riddance. So, shut down. We had a good run, NixOS, nothing against... I don't hate NixOS, it just doesn't work. Well, it does, it just doesn't work for me, is what I mean. Okay, it's shutting down, there we go. Now, my NixOS config will still be available if you want it. I just won't be updating it because obviously I'm not using it. I'll probably archive it on Codeberg, but oh well, that's future me's problem. Any second now. I do really hope that the Silverblue install actually works because this is version 42 of Fedora Silverblue, which comes with that stupid new version of the Anaconda installer that's written with like web views and stuff. And I hate the web. I hate web apps. I hate native apps built with web technologies. It's just why. Web apps are for the web. I also hate Chrome OS. Anyways, I'm just gonna spam F12. Now, a while, well, what am I saying? Now for last week, no, not last week, 2 weeks. Yeah, no, last week. I can't remember. Yeah, last week. Oh my word, my brain is not braining today. Now last week when I announced the winners, I said that I wasn't using Orion because the installer didn't work. And the Orion installer is the new web version or web technology based version of the whatchamacallit, the Anaconda installer. What did it do now? Oh, I accidentally pressed right arrow, so it's gonna have to test the media now. Oi, oi, oi. I hope it doesn't. I just hope it doesn't test it. Hello? Control or delete? Okay, I just Control or deleted. You know, I'm actually gonna wait for the NixOS boot menu and then I'm just gonna say like EFI firmware, whatever the heck it's called. Oh wait, no, that's not gonna work because that's gonna boot into the EFI configuration, the BIOS. It's not gonna give me the boot menu now, is it? Even in the firmware interface. Okay, it just switched off. Okay, there we go. It came back to life. Please. Don't taunt me like this. Anyways, I'm just actually gonna Google the Fedora new installer. Okay, here we go. Boot, that one. I am actually just going to, F6. Where does it see an EFI hard drive? Oh no, that's the internal drive, I'm stupid. Okay, Fn and F6. Just F6? Okay, just F6. EFI USB device, F10, enter. Okay, we are here back in the inventory menu. It did work, the boot order thingy. So, let us wait. I'm gonna press up to just install Fedora 42, enter. Okay, and it shouldn't test at this time. I do just want to look for the blog post of where the new version of the Anaconda installer. Here it is. I found this article from the Fedora magazine about the new web UI for Anaconda. And this is, I don't think this is what it looks like anymore. I think this was just the pre-release. I don't remember if this is how it still looks. Okay, this is apparently it is the same. It's just like a different, it's just a different, okay, no, it is slightly different. They have the different language here. Okay, that's gray for some reason. So it looks like this is how it's gonna work. So, mount point assignment, manual disk. Okay, so this, oh my word, what is that? What is that? How is that supposed to be a manual partitioning thing? Yeah, no. Okay, welcome to Fedora. Yes, it has the old installer still, thank goodness. English South Africa. Continue. Oh, it has a little Silverblue logo down there, that's cute. Okay. Probing storage, and it looks like it doesn't have the user account creation thing, so we're probably gonna create our account next reboot. Probing storage, get done. Also, it shows nothing on the second monitor, it's just gray. I mean, it is showing something, it's showing gray, but still. Also, I can't drag this window around or anything. I wonder what this is using. What window manager it is. Okay, installation destination. That one, custom, that one. Okay, so, hold on, let me just ask Siri. When installing Fedora Silverblue, should you use BTRFS or ext4?
Okay, I found this on the web for when installing for Silver. Should you use BT on a face or ext4b?
BT on a Google Siri, you're useless. I'm just gonna Google it. Can you install Fedora Silverblue on ext4? I just used the install, which was ext4. It's a loader partition drive, only encrypting the void home partition. Okay, apparently you can. Okay, so we can. Unknown, the swap partition, we are going to reformat as swap, label swap, update settings. Question mark. That one, NTFS, NTFS. What's this 20? Oh, that's the Lenovo partition. 1000 megs, that's the recovery, I think. Let me see. That should be fine. Done. Destroy, 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 create, 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 accept changes, that, begin. Okay, I will stop the recording here and come back when it's finished. Hopefully it'll go off without a hitch, but as you know, something always has to go wrong. It's Murphy's Law, anything that can go wrong will go wrong. So, yeah, I'm gonna stop the clip here, bye-bye. Okay, so as you can see, the installation has finally completed. It did error out quite a few times because I used the manual partitioning and Silverblue doesn't like that, but the installer just doesn't tell you. So I ended up going with the auto partitioning, but just choosing to let me pick what it deletes so that I could save the Windows partition that still has data on it. But obviously we can't boot into Windows because I nuked the EFI partition a long time ago. Okay, it's going. But the Windows partition should still be safe. It should still exist. So I should still be able to salvage the data off it. I am probably going to do that at some point. Copy everything off the Windows partitioning. Copy everything off the Windows partition and then just reformat the entire drive. Okay, there we go. Fedora Linux 42.1.1 Silverblue OS 3.0. Okay, there we go. Fedora. And it has shown up on my second monitor over to the side there, as you can see. So anyways, let's just wait for this to finish booting. And then I am going to go through the first time setup. Now apparently pressing the enable third-party repos button when you first install Fedora Silverblue can sometimes make the setup thing hang. So apparently we should not enable third-party repositories and then turn it on later from within the GNOME software. But anyways, I'll pause the clip here and come back when we are at the first setup. Okay, you can see we are here, and this actually looks a bit different from when we installed Fedora 41. So let's go next. English US, yep, that is our keyboard layout. Let me log into Wi-Fi. Okay, now it is asking for location services. Let's leave it on. Time zone. Let's go with that. We just need +2. Next, and this is where we should leave this turned off. Next. Our name is Distro Rockhopper. That should be the correct username. And we can choose a profile picture. Let's go the cup of coffee. I always do the cup of coffee for some reason. Next, password. Next. And it does appear. Okay, initial setup. Yes. Wait, start using Fedora Linux. Okay. So let's just wait. Okay, there we go. That was quick. I dropped my flash drive. Okay, let us skip the tour. We do not need that right now. There is actually not a lot pre-installed. Wow. Yes, I'm going to pin that. Bye to that. Bye to the calendar. Bye to that. Bye to that. Let's put settings there. Just because. Oh, there's lots of stuff here. Shush. Why do I get a notification every time something's unpinned from the dash? That is stupid. Anyways, let us go to the settings. I'll just turn on dark mode and change the wallpaper. Okay, so as you can see on the about page, we are running Fedora 42.1.1 Silverblue. So I am going to go to the software store and do any updates that there are, and then I will come back to you once I have everything installed that I want to install. I'll install Hyperland, I'll install Neri, because I've actually kind of like switched to Neri, which if you don't know is a scrolling window manager. It scrolls from left to right. You can have windows on like a infinite horizontal plane, which is pretty cool. So, or strip rather, I guess. I mean, yeah, it is a plane, but like strip makes more sense because it's going infinitely that way. But anyways, I'm gonna do any updates, and when I come back to you, we shall be recording within OBS on either Hyperland or Neri, depending on what I feel like. So, yeah, bye-bye. Okay, so as you can see, I am now fully set up on Fedora Silverblue. Today is Wednesday, so yes, it has been 3 days since I previously recorded. It just took a while. RPMOS 3 is really slow. Like literally, what was it, Monday night? Yeah, Monday night, I was installing the dependencies for Vicine, which is this. It's kind of like Raycast for Linux. It's like a really cool app launcher and stuff. So I was installing the dependencies for that. I had to leave it running overnight. I kid you not. I had to leave it running overnight. Hold on, sorry, I'm going to turn down the volume. I'm going to turn down my volume. Okay, there we go. Your ears are not bleeding anymore. So yeah, I was installing the dependencies for that, and I thought, okay, maybe it'll take upwards of like 20 minutes. So I waited. Half an hour later, it still wasn't done. So I'm like, okay, I have to go to bed. I'm gonna go to bed, but I'll like stay up until it finishes. Maybe it'll take at most an hour. Cut to 25 past 12. It is currently midnight. It is still not done. So I'm like, okay, screw this. I'm going to sleep. And then I wake up to my alarm at 5 o'clock and it's done. And I system CTL power off. I close my laptop. And that's the end of that. So yeah, RPMOS 3. Fedora, you gotta up your game. RPMOS 3 is slow. DNF is slow. Even though DNF doesn't exist on Silverblue. But what do I care? Anyways, one thing from NixOS that I did really miss on Silverblue was like the declarative nature. Just being able to define your packages in a config file. So I wrote a tool called Infrared, which does just that. If I edit my configuration.toml file, you can see you define your packages in this config file here. I was gonna say little config file, but it's not very little. It is currently 62 lines or 61 lines if you ignore this one. So I literally wrote a tool in Ruby called Infrared. If I just edit it here, you can see I wrote a tool which declaratively manages your packages on Silverblue. I wrote a tool. So yeah, it's not that NixOS was a bad OS. It just wasn't for me. So I'm now on Silverblue. I actually liked it. I was gonna record this clip yesterday, but I didn't have OpenH264 installed, and that took another hour to install once again, RPMOS 3. So yeah, that took like literally an hour to install, and by that time I just didn't have this, and then I went to bed. I did not want to record, but yeah, I'm recording now. So I just noticed that the volume buttons go up in increments of 10 in Neri for some reason. By the way, I'm on Neri, which is a scrolling window manager. If you didn't notice, now when I open the terminal, it scrolls. It's really cool. But then you do still have workspaces, which is useful. But anyways, that is going to be it for this breakup story, I guess, if you will, with NixOS and my distro hop over to Silverblue. That is it, guys. See you next time. I don't know why I'm changing the outro this time. Please subscribe if you're interested in more Linux and open source related stuff. Yeah, give the video a like, and I'll be seeing you sometime in the near or far future. Bye bye.